Show us the trials you relied upon. We know they didn't have any. And they're like, what are you talking about? So finally, the judge's like, I don't understand. They're telling you they don't really have anything. And he's like, well, then as long as they make that declarative statement and you sign it as a judge, we'll take that as the final answer. And those were little victories. And when I talked to Aaron, now we did this when we looked at the 86 Act. We said there's supposed to be a task force put together that's the head of NIH, CDC, FDA that is working on science to make vaccines safer. That is required by the 86 Act. They knew that they were giving liability protection because the industry was saying we're losing so much money from death and injury cases, we can't make a profit. So you're going to make a task force that figures out how to fix the dangers of vaccines. And then that task force every 2 years is going to report to Congress and tell Congress all the things we've done to make vaccines safer. So those were two separate lawsuits. The first one was actually, we would like the meeting minutes that happened every 2 years when the Congress heard all the advancements from science around vaccines to make them safer as required by the 86 Act. Of course, eventually they said we never had those meetings. Those never took place. We got a judge's court, signed and affidavit saying never happened. Then we went into the task force. We'd like to know every meeting the task force had and what changes they made to the vaccine program. Never happened. Disbanded the task force after I think one meeting. Great, thanks.